Why are you still stuck while others are bestsellers earning billions? Do you think it's because you lack talent or special skills? Completely wrong. The terrifying truth is you are ignoring the earth-shaking secret behind their sales success. If you still believe that selling is merely persuading, you will forever be outside the game. Your time is being wasted uselessly on insane and ineffective methods. Do you dare to face the harsh truth and discover life-changing secrets to achieve a multi-million breakthrough in your sales career? Let's now dissect the first shocking secret that top sales earners are hiding. Secret 1. Believe in your product. If you don't truly believe in your product, you can't expect others to believe in you. Belief is not a slogan. It's a feeling. An energy that transfers from you to the customer from the very first glance. When you doubt your product's value, customers will sense it in every hesitant word and uncertain nod. The root issue lies in perception. You are selling the product as a commodity, not as a life-changing solution. This is the misalignment in your sales mindset that needs adjusting. Lack of belief in your product traps you in a cycle of defensiveness. You fear being questioned, fear objections, because deep down you are unsure yourself. This weakens your confidence, making you reliant on gimmicks, and reducing your ability to truly connect with customers. Over time, you not only lose deals, but also lose personal credibility. You become a product presenter, not a guide, and you cannot inspire others if you yourself are uninspired. The solution is not to learn more sales techniques, but to go deep into the essence, experience the product as a real customer. Use it, explore it, question it, then find evidence to love it again more deeply. When you internalize the true value of the product, you will speak from real experience, with vivid belief, without needing a script. Your next step is rewrite your own customer journey with the product. From there, you'll have a real story to tell and a belief to spread. Remember, when you truly believe in your product's value, you don't need to sell, you just need to share. And now, it's time to redefine the real purpose of selling. Secret 2. Selling is helping customers. Many enter the sales profession with a flawed mindset: sell to make profit. But customers don't care what you want. They only care about how you can help them. The essence of selling is service, helping customers solve their real pain points. When you realize that failing to sell means allowing them to remain stuck in their problem, selling becomes a mission. Then, you're no longer trying to push a product, you're trying to pull them out of pain. That is responsibility. If your mindset is just close the deal, you risk becoming a soulless salesperson. You focus solely on hitting targets and ignore critical emotional signals from customers. They feel exploited, unheard, disrespected. The result is a brief, shallow transaction with no connection, easily replaced. Worse, you diminish customer trust in the profession. But by shifting your perspective, you can become a beloved, memorable, and highly referred salesperson. The solution is clear. Ask the right questions and truly listen. Don't jump into pitching before understanding the customer. Go deep into their issue. Ask why and seek answers from within them. When they feel you genuinely care, they'll open up. At that point, the product isn't something you sell, it's a gift you're allowed to offer. A help-first mindset leads to authenticity, and authenticity is the most powerful sales tool. When you no longer sell to hit targets, but to deliver value, you'll find true joy in your work. And now, brace yourself for a word that seems negative, but is actually a sign of maturity. No. Secret 3. No is a good thing. In sales, everyone fears rejection, but no is not failure. It's a signal, a truth, a step forward. When a customer says no, you gain clarity, and clarity is gold. The real danger isn't rejection, it's ambiguity. The longer you drag on an unproductive conversation, the more you waste your most valuable resources, time and energy. Professionals don't cling to false hope. They understand that each no brings them closer to the right customer. You can't sell effectively if you're constantly chasing customers with no need or readiness to change. This drains your motivation, erodes confidence, and leads to burnout. You become a salesperson who doubts yourself, lost in process, clinging to emotion instead of strategy. Worse, you get stuck in the loop of hopeless pursuit. If you don't embrace no as a filtering tool, you'll forever be outside the leader's game. The solution is to redefine rejection. No is how the market helps you filter. Train yourself to ask strong questions, ones that force customers to reveal their level of commitment. Don't fear when they back out. Thank them for their honesty. Every no saves you hours chasing the wrong person. That decisiveness helps you optimize your process and focus on truly convertible customers. That's the foundation for sustainable growth. After understanding the power of embracing no, it's time to face an even trickier enemy. The delay disguised as, "Let me think about it." Secret 4. Think it over is a bad sign. One of the biggest traps in sales is the phrase, "I'll think about it." On the surface, it sounds polite, hopeful, gentle, but in reality, it's the customer's way of delaying a decision without saying no. And if you're not sharp, you'll waste hours, even weeks, waiting for something that never comes. This isn't a clear objection you can address. It's a dangerous blind spot that leaves you hanging in vague hope. It's the sweet trap that kills productivity. If you're constantly held back by think-it-over responses, you're slowing your business down. Customers aren't obligated to return if they never committed from the start. While you wait, you miss opportunities with ready-to-act customers. Over time, you lose momentum, confidence, and control of the process. A professional salesperson doesn't let the customer control the timeline. You must set boundaries and require a clear decision, yes or no. Solution: break the TIO cycle by re-asking clarifying questions. For example, what specifically do you need to think over? Or, if we can address your remaining concern, would you be ready to decide today? You must lead the process to turn hesitation into action. If the customer won't commit, have the courage to walk away. This decisiveness reflects professionalism and protects your time and energy. Once you eliminate delays, the next step is to change your approach to selling, from persuading to creating valuable conversations. Secret 5. Don't persuade. Create conversations. The era of pushy persuasion is over. Today's customers aren't moved by fancy words or pressure tactics. They want to be understood. They crave a conversation, a space to voice their problems, be genuinely heard, and feel that you truly want to help. When you speak less and ask more, you unlock the customer's real internal drivers. Only then can you offer a solution they voluntarily say yes to, without you forcing it. If you try to persuade, customers immediately go on the defensive. Their minds shut down, and everything you say is labeled as manipulation. This breaks trust and makes the interaction tense. Worse, you lose your role as a guide and become a beggar. A real conversation is collaborative. When customers feel you're solving problems with them, they open up, and trust is the foundation of every quality buying decision. The solution: start with questions, not slides. Focus on discovery, not proving a point. Ask deep, open-ended questions like, what's prompting you to seek a new solution? Or, what's the biggest impact this issue has on your work? When customers say out loud why they need to change, they create their own buying motivation. That's not persuasion. It's the natural result of a real conversation. And when that door of authentic dialogue opens, don't rush to pitch, unless the customer has shown something very important, a commitment to take action. Secret 6. Commitment before presenting. The biggest mistake in sales is pitching too early. If the customer hasn't truly committed to solving their problem, every word you say will be treated as for reference only. They listen, but don't act. Why? Because you're talking to someone not ready to change. In that case, you're not selling, you're giving free PR. What you need first isn't to present the solution. but to help the customer confront and admit that they must take action now. If you skip this step, you'll face endless "let me think," "we'll consider," or "it's not urgent." You're dragged back to square one, or worse, stuck, chasing indefinitely. When customers feel no urgency, they procrastinate. And procrastination kills buying motivation faster than anything else. It wastes your time and weakens your professional image. Without commitment, every pitch is wasted effort. The solution before presenting: confirm that the customer is committed to solving their problem. Ask directly, if we find a good fit, are you ready to act today, or what's kept you from solving this earlier? These questions push the customer out of their comfort zone and force a choice move toward a solution, or stop. This filtering is necessary so you don't waste time on the unready. Once you secure real commitment, prepare yourself to handle an essential part: objections. But remember, objections aren't barriers. They are opportunities. Secret 7. Objections are opportunities. Objections aren't closed doors, they're openings to the truth. When customers raise objections, it means they're thinking seriously. They care. And they're testing whether your solution really fits. If they're silent, that's when you should worry. Don't see objections as failure. View them as signs of deep engagement. The problem isn't the objection, it's how you respond. Great salespeople turn objections into trust-building moments. If you avoid objections, you miss a chance to uncover the customer's core concern. They feel misunderstood, unresolved, and that makes them pull away. Many salespeople fail because they fear tough questions, fear not knowing the answer, fear upsetting the client. But unaddressed objections are the #1 reason customers don't decide. You lose not just a sale, but the chance to prove your value. Every unhandled objection is a lost point you can't regain. The solution: train yourself to welcome objections calmly and proactively. List common ones, understand their roots, and prepare answers that are both logical and empathetic. When customers object, ask, "Can you share more about the reason behind that?" Expand the conversation. When you give them space to explain, you gain a chance to untangle the issue. Objections are your stage to show competence, empathy, and thorough preparation. After handling objections well, what you need isn't more pushing. It's helping the customer stay accountable for what they've already committed to. Secret 8. Hold customers accountable. In professional sales, you don't just offer solutions. You build two-way commitments. If customers promise to call back, check internally, or follow up, but then disappear, that's your fault. You didn't create enough accountability. When customers don't take responsibility for what they say, the sales process becomes loose, off track. You end up reactive, waiting, hoping, and gradually losing control. The customer's lack of clarity becomes the fatal flaw in your sales process. If you don't act early, you build a dangerous habit accepting inconsistency. You start making excuses for customer silence, justifying that they must be too busy. But the truth is, if they were serious, they'd follow through. Not requiring accountability wastes your time and energy and traps you in endless chasing. Over time, you can't measure effectiveness, can't optimize your process, and you erode your professional image. The solution is simple: demand clarity from the start. Set boundaries. Ask directly if you can't act by our agreed time. What happens? You don't need to be aggressive, but you must be consistent. Record commitments. Send clear follow-ups. And if they change course, ask why. You set the tone for seriousness in the conversation. When you're firm, customers adjust. They'll respect you more than you think. And now, to make your sales system truly effective, you need the strongest foundation of all: a data-driven process, not guesswork. Secret 9. Your process must be data-driven. Without a process, you're selling based on luck. And if that process isn't backed by data, you're working in the dark. Gut feeling can't replicate success. You need to know exactly how many calls create a meeting, How many meetings turn into sales? Where do customers object? What triggers them to buy without numbers? You can't improve. And without improvement, you're spinning in circles with no clear destination. Data is the map that guides every effective sales strategy. If you keep acting without measurement, you'll fall into the trap of excuses, "I think this works," or "that method seems better." But that's not strategy. No data means you don't know your weaknesses or strengths. You can't retrain yourself, can't optimize a team, and can't adapt quickly to market shifts. The result, you become reactive, passive, and replaceable. In today's second-by-second competitive world, intuition is your biggest enemy. The solutions systematize your sales process using real data, create templates, track every customer touchpoint, and measure performance at each stage. That way, you'll know what to dig deeper into, what to cut, and what to repeat. Don't start your sales day with "let's try something new." Start with "I know what the data says, so I'll do the right thing." When you act on evidence, you're no longer guessing, you're leading. Now, you're no longer just a salesperson, you are a strategist, steering a growth engine through mindset, commitment, and precise action. The real game begins now. Conclusion: the sales strategies I've shared may completely change the way you view selling. But I know you might disagree, or even feel they're too bold. Yet if you're exhausted from poor results, this might be the moment you need a new approach. Not everyone is ready to change, and that's exactly why only a small group of salespeople truly succeed. They understand that unless you dare to apply these methods, you'll always remain on the sidelines. But if you're willing to do what others won't, success is waiting for you. So, will you comment below if you dare to take this challenge? Thank you for watching the whole video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.